Previously on Drag Duel. Our top 6 warriors battled it out in a drag duel to one of the most awarded, acclaimed, and tolerated songs of the year, Party Mouth by Susan. You got to vote for the winner of the side quest, and the top 3 vote getters were AJ Knox, Dom Perignon, and Lana V. But the winner of the round 8 side quest is Dom Perignon. The drama between October and DAUNTASIA heated up yet again as they got into yet another tiff following allegations of October sabotaging her in the Fat Chat battle. We then had our warriors compete in the Drag Mix Challenge and show off their performance skills. Everyone delivered, but AJ Knox pulled out her first win of the season. But October used their power-up to steal AJ's power for round 9. Lana V and DAUNTASIA ended up in the bottom, and after a subpar drag duel, they were forced to fight again in a second drag duel to the death. In the end, DAUNTASIA just barely edged out Lana, and Lana V became the 6th warrior to leave the competition.
Welcome back to Drag Duel. We have our top 5 warriors. Oh my god, the end is almost here.
However, by the end of this episode, we will be at our top 4.
All of them are hungry for that taste of victory. But which one will get to taste it this week, and which warrior will be the victim?
This year, our warriors are fighting for a $2,500 grand prize, courtesy of you. Yes, that is right. We are using both our Patreon and our Indiegogo funding to sponsor this year's grand prize.
So if you want to help out, please join our Patreon, where you not only get to contribute to the prize package, but also get a bunch of exclusive content, never before seen material, and a chance to join the Discord server with us, the judges, and the warriors. The winner of the season will also receive a fabulous $100 custom lash package from our friends at Lash Core. You can find them on Instagram and Etsy at Lash Corps. And 2 custom press-on nail sets and a bag of gifts that include makeup items, self-care items, and stuff to pamper the winner from the fabulous Kitty Cosmetics. This week, we want to take a stroll down the memory lane and just laugh. That is why we are introducing the Alumni Roast.
We want our top 5 warriors to create a 5-minute or less roast set where they are roasting the warriors from season 1.
The main point of this challenge is to be funny, just make us laugh. And then on the runway, category is pants.
Now, as for October's power-ups that they received last week after stealing them from AJ, they get to choose which one they will keep for themselves and which one will go to DAUNTASIA, who survived last week's drag duel. Now, the 2 power-ups were choosing the order of the roast or getting a 20-minute sit-down with Susan where she will help them and guide them through their roast set. And October chose the show order. And they decided that the order will go October, Chai, AJ, Dom, and closing out with DAUNTASIA. So DAUNTASIA now will get to sit down with Susan, and you will get to watch that unfold later on and get some help for her set. A much more straightforward power-up this week than some of the other ones. But let's dive in with our warriors and see how they went into this round and some of the chaos that happened following the Who Should Go Home Tonight and Why from last week.
Top 5 whores. Top 5 is crazy. I'm not gonna say I didn't expect it, because I did expect to make it this far in the competition. But also, it's like, actually being here is like, wow. Especially knowing all the hard work it's taken to get to the top 5.
Thank God. Thank God we're here. It's been the longest 4-6 months of my life, and I've put so much work and so much energy into this. And to know that I've made it to the top 5 is like, okay, good. The hard work pays off.
I feel really good about making the top 5. It was a little shaky. I mean, like, obviously since the beginning I imagined myself in the finale, but it's actually happening and it's real and it's close. I can taste it.
Feels great to be in the top 5. Feels great to have a win. Feels great to have won a challenge, and a performance challenge, no less. I absolutely see a path for myself to the crown. And if you asked me that 2 weeks ago, I would have said absolutely not. Which is really cool.
I still really think that it coulda, woulda, shoulda been me last week, but I love AJ. AJ definitely is such an impressive performer. I can understand for a lot of reasons why she won. I just thought that mine had maybe a little bit more bells and whistles. I'm not absolutely distraught at this point, but I still think that it definitely could have been my week.
Coming into this week after surviving the bottom, I was really excited because I'm like, okay, we're back to a comedy challenge. It's something that I have done well at all season, so I'm ready to prove that like I'm supposed to still be here and like why I'm still here. So I was really excited to get into this week. I was really like, this is about to be my week and everything.
I mean, it really sucks that Lana's eliminated from the competition, especially because DAUNTASIA offered to, like, quit so that she can stay and then went back on her word. Yeah, I wish Lana was still in the competition.
That whole, how do I feel about all of that conspired last week with the second lip sync? At first, I was kind of already, like, mentally packed up because I know what I subbed, I know how it turned out, and I was like, work, it is what it is. And then when that happened, I was like excited to get another chance to perform better. I'm glad that I won. I feel like I deserve that and everything, and you know, I'm still here.
Hey, with both of those lip syncs, was either of them really a winner? I don't know. They were having a mid-off. They were truly having a mid-off.
At first I was like, oh my god, they have to lip sync again. This shit is annoying, like it's dumb. But then I warmed up to it a little bit. They did better in the second lip sync, so it's like, okay, give them their time to, you know, show what they actually can do. Even though, you know, they submitted the first one too, and that I'm sad to see Lana go. The result of the lip sync, I mean, it was a really tough call. I would say it was mostly fair, unfortunately.
It sucked to see her go in a lip sync that I kind of felt like she deserved to win by a small amount. It was close. I will say it was close. They both did a great job, but I just know how much harder it is for her to memorize words faster than the Americans do, because she's got the language barrier and everything she has to deal with. So I was really proud of her emoting, her performance, her commitment, her stage presence, the way she looked beautiful. So it sucks.
DAUNTASIA, I think, is just not in the right mindset for this competition. Like, at all. She has such a debilitating lack of self-confidence and self-assuredness that, like, it becomes draining for the rest of us to have to constantly, like, build her up and be like, no, bitch, you're gonna do Fierce. You're not gonna be lip syncing. You said that the week that you won. Like, you're gonna be fine.
I feel like the other four they probably think I'm next, you know? So I really want to, like, prove them wrong and, like, and everything. And that's how I felt coming into this week after being in the bottom last week.
I am trying to understand how the power-ups have worked for the past 2 challenges. I've gotten a little confused keeping up with them. So because AJ won the mixed challenge, And because October guessed correctly that AJ would win the mixed challenge, October was allowed to, there was, wait, they stole the power up from AJ? I don't know what happened. What's happened? I don't know what is happening on Drag Duel. I'm not up to speed. Somebody inform me on what's happening on this show. For the love of God. You picked the wrong person to try to explain the power-ups. I didn't know. Okay.
I'm pissed. I'm like so pissed because I have been waiting. I have been waiting to win a challenge. I've been waiting since that fucking superheroes challenge where I was robbed to win a challenge so that I could finally get a power up and like just have like some level of like like some level of like evil mad scientist over my competitors. And then I don't fucking get it because October has the boomerang power up. Bye. Ugh. Like, oh my god, I'm so over it. And I'm also just so over it that it went to October.
AJ not getting a power up is fucked up. October did what I would expect October to do, which is be shady. And I think that October thought that they ate putting me after them, but like, we'll see.
After the Who Should Go Home Tonight and Why fiasco, Chernobyl, fucking Pompeii massacre, some feelings were hurt. Most of them were October's and Dantasia's. My feelings weren't hurt at all. Dom said me and then I won. So I feel great.
Overall, it was a little bit dramatic and gaggy. I mean, it caused some arguments. It caused a little bit of a kerfuffle. I mean, the only thing that I feel like I got caught in the blowback because October was like, well, Chai is like in the bottom 3. So I was like, oh, okay. Like, you saw this crazy ass mix performance I did and you thought that I would be in the bottom 3? Like, that's crazy. So like, was it about me in that moment? No. Did I make it about me in that moment? Yeah, everybody does.
I mean, AJ really laid into October for like 2 minutes.
October was butt hurt. October was capital BUTT hurt over what I said. Ask shady questions, get shady answers. I don't know.
And the interesting thing about it is that I do agree with AJ that it didn't seem like a personal vendetta. It didn't seem like an attack on October's character or personality at all. It was more just like, hey, I was underwhelmed by what you presented. So I'm sure that was not pleasant for October to hear. Dantasia laid into October for personal reasons, and it's hard. It's hard when it seems like people are really just kind of going after someone to put them down or to make sure they know, hey, I don't like you. That's like, it's just so, it's yucky. So I do think that because of that response, the Who Should Go Home video response, I do think that made October feel pretty shitty. And for that, I feel bad. I don't want anyone to feel shitty.
Like, just to come for my character and say no one likes me, like, what are we doing here? That wasn't the question. This is why I don't work with children.
After we all saw it, tensions weren't the most high until we all got on a Zoom call together and everybody aired their fucking dirty ass laundry about it.
Dantasia, how are you doing after your little delay, like having to do that second lip sync?
I wasn't really like worried about like the roast, like to be like this challenge specifically. I was more so just worried about like getting my runway together in time. But I'm still like writing out like my whole set and like my intro and stuff like that. But I know I can like write that all out, get that done in a day and how I want to do it, so I can talk to Susan about it and see how that's gonna go down and what she thinks about it. But I was more so just like concerned about getting my runway together, but I have that stuff figured out now.
Right, I forgot that you had the Susan thing. Are you excited for that? Are you like excited for her to tell you like what to do, or are you nervous that she's gonna say, hey, everything that you wrote down is actually shit, don't do any of that?
Well, I'm excited to talk to her because she told me my critiques. I was like the funniest one in the political challenge or whatever. So she already likes like my comedy. So I'm just like, okay, she can give me some notes and like help me with that. So I'm actually really excited to talk to her. And she actually closed out her roast. So it's actually like a really good way for me because I'm closing the roads.
Also,
That part.
hello, good morning, Chai.
Hi, Ty.
I didn't want to interrupt, but I'm here.
How's everybody feeling? Y'all were the final five.
I know. Look at us.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is this the top 5 that everyone mostly expected, or are there people that we thought were gonna be here, people that we didn't think were gonna be here?
I mean, I thought VUJO was gonna make it further
Yeah,
in
that's
general, so that kind of like throws me off majorly.
real. Before he quit, I thought that David was gonna be up here.
I forgot about David for
Yeah, I thought that David was gonna be up here. Not because I think he's particularly good at drag, just because clearly the judges did. So I was like, well, he's gonna make it, whatever. I'm gonna have to deal with him for more.
No, you're right. You're right. I especially after the PSA and the fat chat, and knowing that there was going to be another comedy round, I was expecting David to be here.
When describing, or if describing each of us to our friends that are not currently like in the Discord, don't know who we are, how would you like briefly describe each of us?
Interesting.
So for DAUNTASIA, I would definitely say like a very upbeat performer, someone who's very, I want to say like club glam.
Dom is like a actually not insufferable theater kid, who is funny and can do everything that he says that he can do, and also has like needlessly amazing production value every single time.
I feel like seeing Chai in a show or seeing Chai like on a poster is like knowing about the coolest underground band that like everybody who's in the know, all the cool people like know about.
But AJ, you're so like, you're like the it girl, like the it girl, performance like all around. But you know, she'll fuck you up, that part, like, and you're just like a cool, just fun vibe. Like, bitch, you're just that homegirl that you can just kick it with anybody, that part.
October is, I want to find a different way to describe you, but genuinely, the only thing that I can think of is fierce non-binary valid T. Because you are what? Fierce. You are non-binary. Your drag is more than valid, but it is valid, and it's T.
Okay.
October, I think October is such a captivating performer. To me, they're like the definition of like a fashion clown. I like literally like when I think of them. But I think as a performer, they're so well-rounded and very captivating and entertaining to watch.
October, you said nothing.
What was the question?
Just how would you describe each of us briefly?
Well, I signed an NDA, so I wouldn't.
Anyways, are you gonna answer the question, October?
How do I describe you to other people? It's not very nice.
You don't have anything nice to say about any of us?
Well, the question wasn't what are the compliments for everyone, it's how do you describe everyone to other people?
Yeah, no, I want to hear truly how you, at that point, if
you
you're
have
the
some-
only one that's going to be shady about it, I want to hear it.
Yeah.
Is it the only one being shady or the only one being honest?
I mean, I don't go around saying October is this dumb, ugly bitch to people, so
Yeah.
That's just not
I'm
true.
out here slandering y'all to my friends.
I know that I want to address something, but it's not a positive note, so kind of waiting.
I mean,
Well, I think we're ready.
Go
I was
for
gonna say
it.
we've had enough positivity here. If you want to address what you want to address, yeah. So let's get it out, honey.
Well, I mean, obviously, people can probably understand why I'm not in the most communal mood right now, based on the last Who Should Go Home and Why video. It was a very much a lot moment for me. I mean, particularly with the allegations of the entire cast not liking me, and that's why I don't deserve my spot in this competition. It's very upsetting to me because this competition means a lot to me, and also how I treat people is something that I keep in mind. And specifically with Dauntasia, we had a Zoom meeting with Brian to discuss all of the things between us, and to me, it seemed that we came to an understanding. In the Zoom meeting, I offered to Dauntasia, I can be less shady towards you if that would make you feel better. I believe in treating people how they wanted to be treated and like meeting people's communication expectations. And Dauntasia responded to me, no, I think I can handle it. It'll be fine. And then there was no update since. And so I was figuring we're gonna be shady towards each other and it's gonna be the tea and we're gonna kiki and it's gonna be fun. And then that was not the case. And we're back to me being a villain again, nobody liking me, and my personal character being attacked for being honest about my opinions about people's drag in a drag competition. So I guess I'll just ask, does everyone feel that what Dauntasia said is true? Does everyone on the cast dislike me?
I don't think that you're not liked by anybody in the cast. I like you to a certain extent. I'm kidding.
I'll apologize for miswording, I guess, me saying that the whole cast doesn't like you or views you as unlikable. But I've heard some opinions around that, but not everybody. So I'll apologize for saying that or making you feel like everybody just doesn't like you. But those are all of my feelings.
The like closeness October that you and I had, like after the Heroes and Villains challenge, like for me personally, we became like fast friends, like really, really close, like bonded real life friends. And I was getting like super excited about the, you know, life after the competition and like spending time with each other and like hanging out, doing shows together, like me coming to Philly. And like, I think that it's still gonna happen and I think it's possible. But I think that like they're in the context of like a competition and a Discord and DMs and like messaging and stuff, like the sarcasm between you and I and the joking back and forth, just like I had to take a step back and cool off and like focus on myself for a little while.
From my perspective, it's like most of you have already said, we see things in very different ways and like how we communicate with each other. I don't believe in using it as a crutch, but I do believe that that is like having something to do with like autism and communication and like just like acknowledging that, not like making an excuse or whatever. But for example, AJ went on for like 20 fucking minutes about every single piece about my round 8 package and said like why it was shit and tore it to shreds. And I said, T, do you get me? Like okay, this is part 2. I felt that that was very like unnecessary because the question was like who should go home and why, but not give a dissertation. Like if you're gonna go down the line like Lux Noir London, you better be as fierce.
Well, I did earlier in the season. My thing was, when I give an answer like that, I want to explain myself so that way I'm not misunderstood. I didn't want anybody to think that, oh, I want them to go home because it's anything personal or anything like that, because I know that we've had issues prior to that episode. I did feel that your mix was at least the least entertaining to watch for me. And
It's entertaining. You said I was fucking bored the entire time. Like you literally tore it to shit.
Well, when something isn't entertaining, I would describe that as bored. But yes, I was bored watching it. And also I explained that it was less impactful for me because I had high expectations of you, because you are the dancer of the cast, because I know that you're a good performer. To me, I was let down by it.
But was it a dance challenge?
No, but choreography was part of it, which you did. Mm-hmm. But for the remainder of it, I felt that you could have performed it better than sitting on a couch. And that was just my opinion. biased if you asked me what are my complete thoughts on October 3rd's round 8 Drag Duel season 2 package.
But that wasn't the question.
Huh?
That wasn't even the question, though.
I understand that, but also
But I feel like when explaining who should go home and why, I think it makes perfect sense to explain why you said that that person should go home. And obviously it does make sense for AJ to reiterate that it wasn't based on your prior conflicts.
yeah. Would you have rather me have just said October done deal?
All I'm saying is that you were like in my opinion, you were extra for no reason. That's my opinion. That's it.
Okay. And you can feel that way.
Thank you for your permission.
So I don't think that anything that I said about you is anything crazy or crazier than anything that anybody else has said in this competition. It just happened that I said it about you. Would you like me to elaborate on anything? Okay.
Going back to part 1 for a second, like I think like what AJ said earlier about just the way you joke, at least you say that they're jokes, like October, they just don't come across that way. And it could be maybe because of your autism, and maybe I just don't understand. But a lot of the things you say that you say as jokes, or you're just saying things, they just don't seem like jokes and everything. Like after we had our talk, we did keep for a bit. We were talking in DMs and everything, and we were keying like around your birthday and all that stuff, and throwing shade and all that stuff in the chat and blah 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 whatever. It was after the fat chat and everything, just like that night in the call. But I remember Chai and Lana were there, and like we were keen in the call and everything, and I joined, and I was like, congratulations October, blah blah blah, all that other stuff, and we were talking, and then we're all going down the line about how we felt about everything. And then when I was talking about myself or whatever, I was like, yeah, like they thought I was really funny, you know, blah 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 and everything. I just like went over the time and everything, and you were just like a minute and 30 seconds with just this snarky look on your face, like, oh, I just got that bitch. At least that's how it just seemed to me. And I was just like, I had to leave the call because that shit was just so fucking unnecessary, and that didn't seem like a joke to me. And you obviously saw I was upset because I left the call, and I said fuck off, because that just was out of nowhere.
Yeah, well, it wasn't out of not to cut you off, but like it wasn't out of nowhere. It was a correction. You said I went a minute over time, and I said a minute and a half, because it's important to acknowledge that you went the most overtime and you weren't in the bottom.
Okay, and I was just explaining myself and my feelings and how I felt about my placement.
And I was throwing some lighthearted shade at you. I said you went 30 seconds more.
Well, obviously, Dantasia didn't feel like it was lighthearted. Like, you can say it was lighthearted, but that's just, like, not how she received it.
Yeah, I mean, I could say that what I said about you and that who should go home tonight and why was lighthearted, but it doesn't matter what my intentions were. It matters how you took it and how it affected you. I guess you're kind of understanding how the rest of us might feel because you felt about me how a lot of us have felt about you. So it's not always intention trumps everything else. So you know, regardless of what my intentions were, you were still hurt by what I said, and I will apologize for that. I'll still stand by what I said because I meant it, but my intentions were not to hurt your feelings. And I'm sure the same can be said about what you said to Dantasia. I don't think your intentions were to hurt her feelings, but the reality of the situation is that's what happened.
Yeah, this isn't even a new discovery for me, because I've literally been talking about this in confessionals since the beginning of the season, and that's why I had that Zoom call with Dantasia, because I said I understand that impact versus intention is an important thing to acknowledge in situations like these. And I wanted to say, like, hey, I want to talk about how we're feeling, about how we're communicating with each other, and then figure out a plan for moving forward. We did that, and then that plan wasn't okay with her anymore, and it wasn't informed to me. That's my issue.
Well, I guess you just need to know when to open your mouth and when not to, I guess, at the right time.
Top 5.
Top 5. Hello.
Top 5.
That Zoom was actually really rough. I hated that.
I didn't expect that call to go like that at all. I really thought it was just like, oh, we're all catching up. Oh, we're all going to be on a Zoom call together. I did not know that it was going to turn into a very awkward, personal, dramatic conversation.
I think it went over better than like what it could have turned into, to be honest.
You could tell the entire Zoom that this bitch was upset and waiting to say something. And it was funny because when they finally spit it out, they were like, I don't want to sour the mood. Like, bitch, you've been souring the mood. Like, we all went around and said something nice about them. And even DAUNTASIA said something nice about October. And October refused to say something nice about anybody. Like, it was crazy to me. I was literally like,
I didn't expect October to be that affected by it. Because October has laid into people in the past. October has been very blunt with their opinions and have accidentally said hurtful things or done hurtful things.
October is like primetime television example of can dish it but can never take it. October will like literally tell you should kill yourself because your drag is shit. And then if you say, yeah, I don't know, that wig that you wore, I would have worn a different hair with that. Suddenly, it is a personal attack on them and everything that they know. Chill out. Please chill out. You're the stoner, and you are somehow the least chill of the entire cast. Bitch, I'm sorry. I don't like October.
I definitely felt like a general lack of support. Not that I'm in this competition to gain support or friends. When someone says, like, nobody on the cast likes you, and then you ask the cast, and then like half of them are like, we don't dislike you, it's just that, you know, it's like kind of, I don't know, I low-key felt like I was being gaslit. Like, DAUNTASIA and AJ said worse things about me in one Who Should Go Home video than I said about like anyone else in the competition, like the whole season, in my opinion, in my memory. I could be wrong, but like that's what it felt like to me. It felt like I brought it up and people were like, well, now you know how it feels. And I was like, what?
the general vibe, I think, is that you reap what you sow. I'm not going to stick up for you when you didn't even have something nice to say about me when prompted and everyone else said something nice about you. I know I'm kind of harping on that, but it just felt like it was like, okay, like, we get it, you're angry, like, and I get, like, wanting someone to stick up for you, but, like, you don't stick up for other people, so why would they stick up for you?
I mean, it's been an ongoing thing. Dom and Chai have consistently remained neutral in any drama, and AJ and DAUNTASIA have been being assholes to me since the beginning. Or not since the beginning, I should say. We were all friends at the beginning. And then various things happened, and we saw more of each other.
I have had issues being confrontational with people in the past. I've also had issues standing up for myself. You know, I have a tendency to be like a peacemaker or a people pleaser, and I really don't want people's feelings to be hurt. So I'm fighting with myself about like, how much do I need to stand up for myself right now, and how much do I need to protect this person's feelings? And it's a difficult thing that I've dealt with in my personal life and with friendships and people. You know, I did stand up for DAUNTASIA a little bit when I noticed that October was again making light of the things that they've said that have hurt DAUNTASIA, or the actions or the things that they've done that have hurt DAUNTASIA. And I heard again this thing of like, it was just a joke, you know, it was lighthearted. And that's what happened to me too. And I'm just like not okay with that. Like I need to say like, hey, you know, how other people feel about what you said to them, like, it does matter. Your words do have impact. Your behavior does have impact, and you can't just pretend that it doesn't.
I don't know. If they feel like a lone wolf, they kind of put themselves there. Because they've done and said shady things. And, you know, people don't like that or don't fuck with that. I don't at all. Especially when I've tried to reach out and be cool and be cordial or whatever, and then you just result and keep doing the same shit you've been doing from the beginning. I just don't like that.
DAUNTASIA, like, unblocked me just to DM me this fake apology a few days later. And I really should like read it because it's actually funny how fake as fuck it is. I do want to apologize, October, for giving off the narrative that no one likes you and hurting your feelings in that way if I did because of what I said. That is just like a complete like dodge of accountability. I want to apologize to October. Go ahead. Go ahead if you want to. I haven't gotten one yet. And hurting your feelings if I did because of what I said. If I did is not the question. You know my feelings are hurt because I fucking told you in the Zoom. Like, it's just a complete removal of accountability and it's a fake ass apology. Bye. I'm not even responding to it.
October is so focused on, I have to win this competition. I have to win this competition. And DAUNTASIA is, I could never win this competition. I could never win this competition. So, and the rest of us is just like, hey, we're here and we're doing good and we can't wait to see how it turns out.
I don't know. I think that if the top 3 was me, Dom, and AJ, we would just all be like gals having a good time. Like, out of drag, obviously. But like, we're all just girls having a good time. Like, the group chat would be so calm.
So where do you go from here with the group?
To the finale. I'm like on the outside now and it's fine. I've been on the outside my entire life. I'm one of the many, 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 many queer people that have been like bullied and shitted on for their entire life. So this is like not something that's new for me. Like at this point, I'm just focusing on the competition because I really, really want and need to win. And I'm gonna do everything I can to make it happen. I'm not here to make friends.
I have definitely felt discouraged going into the roast because roasts are not my thing. They are intimidating to me. I always get nervous being judged on my comedy, just in general. I think I'm funny, but I'm typically either not mean enough or way too mean to the point where it's not funny anymore. But I'm like, cause like I'm stupid. Like my sense of humor is like weird. And people have told me that my whole life. Like I know. I sent Derek a roast I did in like 2018, which is the year I started doing drag. And it was pathetically horrible. And I was literally just like saying mean things. And so in the writing process for my roast, I was very actively consulting other people to make sure that I was not just being crazy. I think I rewrote my roast probably like 10 different times, like just going through, redrafting it. I need to somehow pull a win out of my ass during a roast. No. Like, please.
I have done 2 other roasts in 2 different competitions. I won one and I was safe for another one. Like, yes, I'm excited for this. I can just be myself and let my personality shine through because that's what the judges like most about me. So I was really like comfortable and excited to like do this challenge.
A roast is a lot different than like a reading challenge. Reading is just like, you make a joke, you move on, make a joke, you move on, make a joke, you move on. But like a roast, a truly good roast, like everything flows into each other very nicely. There's levels, there's some jokes that are longer and drawn out. There are some that are more anecdotal. There are some that are just like a point blank observation and that's the joke. Like you have to make sure that everything flows together in a set.
You need to be like engaging. It has a lot to do with like emoting and just like just feeling it, because if you're kind of like dead, no matter if you say something funny, it's not gonna read. But like in terms of like writing it, you have to have like to me, in my opinion, like a strong beginning and a strong finish, because that's really what the audience is gonna like remember.
Also, I think a great thing that you can do in a roast is call back to jokes that you've made earlier in the roast. So I wanted to have like a couple of jokes that were just like continuous and running throughout. So that way it could be like oh, remember when I did that before? We're doing it again.
I've never done a roast. I've never done delivered roast jokes. But I do have experience writing jokes. I've written monologue jokes for like late night packet submissions for TV shows and stuff. So I was thinking about kind of the way that I would write those kind of jokes. Doing sketch comedy is actually one of the biggest reasons why I started doing drag, because live sketch comedy on stage and sometimes filmed sketch comedy is like, it's like seeing SNL style sketches but on stage live. So this is like the kind of stuff that you see at Second City, the Groundlings in LA, and my theater, UCB in New York City. I've done sketch comedy for 10 years now, and I'm still actively doing it. I have a solo show going, and I've done comedy festivals all over. So I've performed in a shit ton of sketches, and I've written a shit ton of sketches, and it's just been my bread and butter for the past 10 years. It feeds into my drag because I started noticing, like, man, I'm really good at playing a guy. And my sketch comedy teams keep casting me as a boy. And why do I enjoy doing Justin Bieber that much? You know, I've been able to take some of my solo sketch characters, my boy characters, and start doing them on stage when I'm doing drag. So even though my Dom Perignon persona is sort of this like dark, fucked up vaudeville guy, musical theater-y, Frank Sinatra type of thing, there's like a whole other side that's purely like stupid fucking sketch comedy stuff.
So, I'm here to help you. Hi.
I'm so honored. Like, it's so funny. So I'm very excited because after last week, I'm just like, I'm trying to get my redemption overall this week. So, and honestly, like your critiques for my PSA, like you found like mine, like virtually like the funniest and everything. So I'm just like, well, work. I get to talk to Susan. She already likes my comedy. So
It was unanimously the funniest. There was no one arguing in anyone else's favor.
Thank you. So there's a lot of like spots missing that I'm just gonna like fill out and everything, and like especially with like my intro and outro and everything and some transitions. But I'm probably gonna like rework this intro, but this is what I have like so far. Okay. Thank you, Daddy Dom. You know, for a Dom, it was even very subpar. Aren't y'all glad to finally see some beauty after all that? There were some interesting performances from the Mystery Gang and their dog, October. Now, unlike the vicious rumors of me not being able to close my legs, I am very capable of closing this roast. You know, I'm surprised Trisha and Hydra didn't get along in their season because they share quite a few similarities, like Trisha's dry-ass wigs and Hydra's dry personality, or the fact that they both sound like AI-generated text when they speak. Speaking of Hydra, it's a good thing she didn't name herself after her personality because ... just doesn't have the same ring to it. Now that joke, I put ... because like, I can't think of what to say there.
I don't know. I really like ... Like,
okay. Okay, work. Okay.
I thought that, like, I'm like, oh, that's a good punchline. I just want to make sure that, like, your delivery is proper because all of the jokes are there. Like, no notes. The jokes are solid. They're there. It's just a matter of, like, getting the delivery just perfect. Like, at one point early on, you had the Scooby-Doo joke and you called October the dog, or maybe Dom was the dog. I don't know. My brain's smooth. But there was, like, a moment where you could have been like, the Scooby-Doo gang and their dog, October.
Okay, yeah.
Just to like, comedy's just a matter of like surprising people in just the right way. You could go even harder.
Okay.
Like, the way I format my jokes is I take a whole bunch of kind of like mindless topics that wouldn't offend anyone and just push them to the limit. So like, who's someone on the cast that wouldn't mind ugly jokes? Who's so confident in themselves that you could call them ugly all day long and they're not going to pay no attention to that because they don't see themselves as ugly. You can go hard on things people aren't insecure about. Just remember, go harder on the people that you care about, because if it doesn't come across as you liking the person when you roast them, it makes the audience uncomfortable. So, best friends in the competition, do the sickest, meanest, nastiest jokes.
I'm hoping to just like not like think about it too much. Like I feel like just my natural delivery and personality is just regularly like I just want to be very like warming, like just talking, you know, with my friends, very that approach kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, like Susan didn't help me. I think she's a bitch, and I really think it was like a waste of my like 20 minutes to be real, actually. No, I'm kidding. No, I loved it. I really enjoyed talking to Susan, and I tried to take in all her critique and input and everything. And I was like, girl, like, I don't write jokes. I'm just like a funny, but she's like, no, but you write jokes. She's like, you have really good material and everything. You just need to deliver it right.
She's got the jokes. I'm not worried about her. I'd say she's in good shape. What she did was something that I wouldn't recommend for someone else to do, which is write a whole bunch of jokes that are very, very heavy on accurate tone. But if she can get it done right, she's probably winning the challenge.
So for the pants runway, I decided a really long time ago that I wanted to do something to make myself stand out. I wanted to do a deconstructed jeans look. I was inspired by Sasha Colby's gloves on the runway look, where she didn't wear actual gloves on her hands, but her entire dress outfit was made out of baseball gloves. So I was like, that's where my mind is at right now. I want to like give pants without like wearing pants on my legs. I think it's really cool. I wanted to go this like high fashion, deconstructed, kind of like edgy, punk, Philly, beautiful, glamorous. I just love how many like vibes I can give. I think that that's what's really cool about my drag, and I love that I'm discovering that, because I'm not really like a costume designer by any means, but like this competition is really pushing me to explore. I knew that everyone else was going to be wearing actual pants. I just knew it. You could just tell. You fucking look like you would wear pants on the pants runway, you bitch.
Hi, everybody. So, I am so sick of how these girls have been treating me. No, I'm sick. I'm supposed to film my roast and my lip sync today, because today is Tuesday. I have Tuesdays off work, so I can just like do everything today and then film my runway Saturday, the day before the deadline, because I love to procrastinate. But now with how I'm feeling, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to do that today, unless I can like just turn this around and like feel like 100% by the end of today and like get into drag and film my roast and my lip sync. Then I might be scrambling at the last minute to get everything done. We will see how this week turns out for your girl, AJ.
I have been sick the last couple of days. I was gonna film my roast the other day, but I got really sick. So then I was like, okay, I'll push everything to Saturday. I'll do my roast, lip sync, and look and stuff. And I'm getting up this morning and I feel like absolute shit, to be honest. And I'm about to start crying because like this week specifically is like really important to me, and like I love my material for the roast, but my voice is fucked right now and my throat is killing me. My body just does not feel well, so I just really feel like I'm not gonna perform well this week. I'm kind of upset with myself because like I made it this far and I was really excited for this week, and then out of nowhere it said, no bitch, you're about to be sick, and just something in the universe is like, no, we're gonna fuck you over this week. And I'm just kind of over it.
Well, these warriors are a bit dramatic. How about we bring the fun back in? Grab your popcorn and get ready. The alumni roast is about to start.
And joining us in watching this roast, we have a couple of our season 1 contestants.
And don't forget, as always, our warriors tipping info will be on screen during their performance. So don't forget to tip our warriors.
Now let the roast
begin.
Welcome everyone, and thank you for attending the very serious and not at all funny guest judge's intervention. Now, as we all know, there have been complications with the guest judges this season, and Derek, I just want you to know that I understand that finding guest judges that are qualified, reliable, talented, and good-looking is more than a poor-ass bitch like you can afford right now. But before we address the guest judges, I want to discuss the root of the problem. The core judges. First, Derek. Now, some have said that Derek's judging is overproduced and rigged, but I have evidence that that's not the case. Exhibit A.
Sometimes I'm wrong. I will admit it. Sometimes I am wrong.
C. Derek's not manipulative, biased, and egotistical. He's just a dumb faggot that put himself in charge. At least we have Bootsy to hold down the fort, literally. Bootsy, I don't hate you because you're fat. You're fat because I hate you. No, I'm just kidding. I don't hate you, but you are fat. Bootsy is so fat, she makes the Michelin Man look like the Michelin Twink. Bootsy is so fat, she fell off all 4 sides of the bed. Bootsy is so fat that when she fell, no one laughed, but the ground was cracking up.
Well.
Bootsy is so fat that when she heard the term fatty acids, she got on hallucinogenics. You know that bit where she pretends to look at us in the results when she's actually in her room alone? Yeah, that's not a bit. She's been tripping balls for 2 seasons. No wonder Orbit was in the top 2. Orbit's name suggests that she's been around the world, but her one-note personality suggests that she's never been anywhere other than up her own ass. Orbit is like a low-rent version of Dawn, not the drag artist, the soap, because even though she made the finale, she still washed up 2nd place and left a bad taste in my mouth. Speaking of poor taste, Rosa Gold. Now I thought of some more fitting names for her, considering she didn't win anything. She was meant to judge the fat chat and then called out last minute, Rosa Fold.
They are going for it.
The fact that they even asked her to judge Rosa Hold. Her Julia Child's performance was such an unbearable kitchen problem, Rosa Mold. But remember, with Rosa, all that glitters is Rosa sold at a discount. Up next, Callie Coquette. Now, they say confidence is key, but based on her vocal talent show, I'm positive that was not the right key for her. On to the most special guest judge of the season, Susan? The queen whose name is the only thing more uncertain than Trisha's talent. She puts the why in why are you doing drag, the what in oh my god, what is that? And the when in when can I see my family again? If nothing else, she's a lesson in persistence. After all, not everyone has the stamina to be this unremarkable for this long. Except for Hydra, appropriately named after the snake-like mythical creature with many faces. Fun fact, Hydra got sent home faster than most of the guest judges bothered to send their critiques. I want to acknowledge that there were some season 1 contestants that were not asked to be guest judges, for good reason. Shit stain. I'm sure everyone can agree we were happy to see, unlike other stains, she came with her own remover.
I look sickening there.
She needs a woman. We are similar in so many ways, like we both won the first challenge on our season, but different in so many ways, like I deserved it. Titanic Donovan. Now, I would say something horrible about Titanic, like his drag is invalid, she has no sense of style, his comedy is unfunny, and her accent is annoying, but then I'd be talking about Derek and Bootsy. Honestly, I could go on and on and on about the questionable choices in casting, but why not hear from one of them yourself? Please welcome next to speak the queen, as spicy as mayonnaise, and as short as AJ's attention span, Chai.
Like they wrote that and were confident in it and like submitted that. Like that's crazy. I mean, also, I'm one to talk, but, like, still. Like, it's so unfunny. Like, I'm yawning.
Thank you to our last contestant, October 3rd, for that compelling PSA as to why drag should be banned. Now, let's get into the actual roast after that laughless commercial break. I want to talk about someone who coined the phrase, "At least she's pretty." No, I'm not talking about Christy or Callie. I'm talking about Glass Stain. Now, when I say "at least she's pretty," we all know that it means because she's dumb.
Very.
But she didn't know that. Glass is so dumb, she thought being anti-religious was a talent. Glass is so dumb, she thought the Date with Derek mini challenge was an actual date, and she told Derek that she wouldn't cheat on me with someone hot, let alone with him. Glass may be dumb, but she's my partner, and I would do anything for her. I pack her drag bags, I take her pictures. You know, it's a real shame I couldn't do drag duel for her. She probably would have made it past round 3 without dropping out. Before me and
Not
Glass
bad.
started dating, Trisha used to flirt with Glass just about as often as she sews her own garments.
That is true.
But it's a real shame she couldn't stitch up a date with Glass. Trisha, it makes sense that you flirted with Derek during your roast. You seem to like nerdy bears, but we're done talking about Glass Stain, so all I have to say is sorry I got to her first. Sometimes when I'm getting ready for a challenge, I hear this agitating, grating noise. So I go into the bedroom and I beg Glass, please stop working on your next album.
Oh my god.
But then I realize it's just another video from the Drag Detectives YouTube channel. Speaking of YouTube channels, Bootsy, I went to yours to give you some support because you have 4 times less subscribers than Derek. And as I was scrolling, I saw you made a makeup tutorial for women. So I tuned in and I discovered that you have never seen a human woman. Now, I would give you some tips, but you haven't given me a win yet in this competition. So my only tip? Get some makeup wipes and keep trying. You'll get there eventually. Rosa, your impression of Julia Childs certainly left an impression on me. I've been a vegetarian ever since the animal abuse we witnessed on screen. But I just know your roast would have been well done. The last time I saw you on screen with something roasted, I had to call in a culinary crime to Chef Ramsay.
No, I'm
When I found out Susan was on Drag Duel, that was actually when the question mark was added to her name. I was so confused because I thought she quit drag. And after hearing Party Mouth again last week, I wish that she quit drag when I thought that she had. Susan, your name is so confusing because the only people I've ever met named Susan are grandmothers, nursing home residents, AARP recipients. You know, on second thought, it's perfect for you. Susan has been doing drag for a long, long time. In fact, Susan has been doing drag for so long that she predates the lace front, as you can tell by her collection of wig. The oldest historical figure I could find named Susan was Susan B. Anthony, a champion for women's rights. Now, our Susan is a champion, all right. Of nothing. Christy, I don't mean to throw you under the bus for not giving us critiques this season, but judging by some of your wigs, you seem to really love buses. But then I remembered, Christy, you're an artist. You're not a writer. Why should I expect a written critique from someone who only knows how to read sewing patterns? Oh, I'm sorry, Christy. I'm not sure if you understood what I just said. Let me speak your language.
Oh, not her pulling out the wig.
Oh.
This is crazy.
Throw the bus driver wigs away. Orbit, you're just an extraterrestrial girl living in a human world. But how long after you invaded Earth did AJ start invading Uranus? I mean, I haven't seen this level of sapphic behavior since Tyler and Shanidza competed. And honestly, I was hoping I would never have to see something like that again. But let's just hope that you're the funniest part of AJ's submission, just like she was the funniest part of your roast. Now, speaking of the house of horny bisexual, I mean, house of erotica, From one horny bisexual woman to another, please give it up for AJ Knox.
We love horny bisexual.
Thank you so much for that amazing introduction, Chai. Everyone, excuse my voice. I am sick of hearing Chai try to tell jokes. No, seriously, I am feeling a bit under the weather. My symptoms include lack of taste, which means I probably got it from DAUNTASIA, erratic body movements, which means I probably got it from DAUNTASIA, and I'm really just looking for something to soothe my symptoms, which is why I'm so glad that we have Tylenol here. Tyler, my goodness, that next challenge. No one showed you up that performance. No one showed up for that performance. Tyler, you have such a radiance about you. You have the face of a 7-Eleven worker with the teeth of the homeless man outside of that 7-Eleven.
Oh my God.
No, I shouldn't be making all these teeth jokes when I've got these. I'd be such a hypocrite. Just like Rosa, anytime she decided to critique anybody's anything. Rosa Gold, you remind me so much of Naomi Smalls with the way that you laugh at your own shitty jokes. Now, from Rosa's favorite person to Rosa's least favorite person, hi, Orbit. I have the closest relationship to Orbit out of anybody here, so I know some things about her that you don't. For example, I know that Orbit is a big old bottom. In fact, Orbit is such a bottom that her only successful performance at a roast was a spit roast. Orbit is such a bottom, she's had more stoners in her than a Taco Bell drive-thru on April 20th. Orbit is such a bottom. When I told her I was bringing home Dutch Bros, she said, wait, how big are they? And then when I told her we would be sharing the Dutch Bros, she got jealous. And I keep on talking about Orbit's a bottom, but we have Drag Duel's biggest rock bottom right here. Hello, Callie.
Oh my God.
Callie, my cat died last year, and I wish God had taken you instead. Oh my God, is that Susan? I'm so happy you're still with us. Susan, for those of you who don't know, it was so busted on season 1 that the most sickening thing she did was get COVID. But Susan, I hate to kick a man while he's down. I know that you've been grieving the loss of your mother, and through the grief of my cat, I know exactly what you're going through. And I'd love to share with you a bit of advice I've learned through my grief. Nothing will truly ever replace what you lost. Anyways, who wants to hear some yo mama jokes? Sorry, no mama jokes.
Oh my God.
So dyslexic. Just like anytime Titanic read the challenge documents. Hello, Titanic. How are you? I don't want to sit up here and make these tired jokes about how, just like the ship, you also sunk to the bottom after one wrong turn.
I did.
You also broke yourself in half on the way down.
Oh my God.
Trisha, oh my God, eye roll. Trisha, the one thing I admire about you most is how much you work to defy people's expectations of you. No one expected that an award-winning designer could go home on a ball challenge, but Trisha can. Nobody expected that anybody could bomb Crystal LaBeija in a celebrity impersonation challenge, but Trisha can. Nobody expected that you could make a glass of ice water and somehow be less funny than Irene Dubois, but say it with me, Trisha can. Now, of course, I do have to mention the winner of season 1 of Drag Duel, Hydra, but come on, we all know it was a diversity win. Hydra, your run on season 1 was truly something to behold. I haven't seen that many gay Americans rally behind an evil Slavic woman since Margot Robbie played Tanya Harding. Well, I hope you all are excited for your next entertainer because they are going to bomb. Sorry, it's going to be dumb. Fuck, dyslexia.
This was it. She looked gorgeous and it worked out.
Thank you so much, Orbit. I mean, AJ. I mean, whoever wrote those jokes. Ooh, a roast of the season 1 cast. That makes me so nervous, you know? Because I'm such a nice guy and you're all a bunch of crusty, gay-ass, unfuckable bitches. But I have to pay respect to season 1. I mean, they were the guinea pigs of Drag Duel. Guinea pigs in that they were loud and they took little shits everywhere. The judges really know how to create a diverse cast. And the judges are diverse too. I mean, one of them is Derek and the other is Fat Derek. I'm sorry, one of them is Bootsy and the other is Ernie from Sesame Street.
Oh my God.
I don't mean to insult Bootsy. I mean, she is gorgeous. And it's a good thing because she's so broke, she makes buying a mobile home look like a Lifetime Achievement Award.
True.
And Derek is like a brother to me. Except I got the smooth sense of style and he got the smooth brain. Derek's brain is so smooth, Hydra could see her own reflection in it.
Right.
But Derek works so hard and he's such a good problem solver. And hey, if you ever need a squeaky door fixed, don't bother with the WD-40, you can just use his hair. Rumor has it, Derek is still a virgin. And that would explain why, even though he was excited about She Needs a Woman, she was prematurely ejaculated. But seriously, helping fund Drag Duel is such a good cause. And by good, I mean lost. I mean, the first Indiegogo was so unsuccessful, the judges actually owe us money for keeping Bootsy fed.
No, not the
Let's start off
Indiegogo.
roasting the cast with Hydra, our beloved winner. You know, a Hydra is a mythological creature known for having many heads. And I know some people might call her two-faced, but what is the word for when you have just one big head? Oh, right, a cunt. It's okay. I'm a man. I can say that.
I got the
Now, don't let
Right,
Rosa
right,
Gold
right.
fool you when she goes off about the importance of diversity in drag. There is nothing diverse about being a dumb Canadian. Rosa Gold's Julia Child's impression somehow gave me salmonella, a UTI, and clinical depression. Now on to my dear friend Susan. Susan was the oldest cast member on her season, and while some might call her a tired old whore, I like to call her fourth runner-up. Susan should spend less energy adopting cats and drag kings and more energy adopting new bones. She always loves to remind us how sick and dark the world is, which makes sense because she's always sick and she loves getting ready in the dark. Susan isn't afraid to make jokes about 9/11 and school shooters, probably because she wrote them from her private suite on Epstein's Island. And for someone whose humor is so lowbrow, it's funny that she sets her brows so high. Now, I can't be too hard on Susan. She is the roast master of season 1, and she will be holding on to that title until the day she dies, which we hope is tomorrow. Now for my kings, or should I say the freelance hobbits of season 1. I can't get the image of naked Tyler covered in Vegemite out of my head. I mean, it'll haunt me forever, like his early season runways. Tyler Knoll was always serving sex and gender, and he was always putting his ass in your face. Or was it that his face looked like ass? Unfortunately, She Needs a Woman was kicked off the competition so early we barely felt her presence, which is probably why Tyler is so used to asking her, is it in yet? And Bobby! I've met Bobby in real life. We've done shows together. We've shaken hands. And you know what they say about small hands? Small butthole.
What?
Oh, right.
But it's okay, Bobby. You can overcompensate in other ways. Like, you could get a job as a hat maker for Radio City Music Hall.
Oh,
Oh, no, wait, you can't. You got fired.
my God.
Fun fact. The person who
Yeah,
suggested that Callie Coquette sing as her talent on Drag Duel is the same person who booked Fergie to sing the national anthem.
Oh my God.
But seriously, Callie made a big impression. Like the kind Bootsy leaves when she gets up off the couch. Orbit spent the majority of her screen time looking at herself and her own camera. But be careful, girl. You could go cross-eyed doing that. Or was that the inspiration for your eye makeup? But seriously, Orbit's eye makeup is so original and inventive. Like the way JoJo Siwa invented gay pop. Glass Stain and I are both from Connecticut. But before we started doing drag, I remember seeing her at the local mall. Yeah, she was the resident Hot Topic burnout. Of course, that was after she got fired from the food court because they don't make full body hairnets. And it doesn't bother me that Glass just sat there for her art pop music video. I mean, she proved that you can still create innovative art while actively taking a dump. The season 1 cast did the best with what they had. And what they had was bad lighting. Now, to close out our show, I want to welcome my friend, my queen, and Amazon's best customer, DauntasiaDB. Like her breastplate when she does a handstand, let's hope she can hold it together.
Thank you, Daddy Dom. You know, for a Dom, it was given very par. Aren't y'all glad to finally see some beauty after all that? Now, unlike the vicious rumors of me not being able to close my legs, I am very capable of closing this roast. Starting off on a short note, like her run, it's Callie Coquette. Oop! I meant Coquette. But with the white underneath her eyes, girl, you never know.
Oh my God.
Callie, girl, you really chose the perfect last name. Coquette has 8 letters in it. You know what else has 8 letters? First out. Now, moving on to the bitch that sent her packing. It's Trisha Mann. Only when you look at the mug. In those arms. Girl, between Trisha's armpits and Rosa's shoulders, I thought we were going to get Godzilla vs. Kong the sequel.
Oh.
Girl, I'm surprised Trisha and Hydra didn't get along in their season because they share a lot of similarities. Like Trisha's dry ass wigs or Hydra's dry personality. or the fact that they both sound like AI generated text when they speak. Actually, Hydra sounds like Kermit and looks like the frog. It's a good thing she didn't name herself after her personality because ... just doesn't have the same ring to it. Girl, Hydra is so vain that she has to stand next to Lana to make herself look better. From one winner to another, I'll let y'all guess which one was deserved. It's Titanic. Titanic, our German queen. Definitely got the German part right. You know, it's a good thing you didn't name yourself the Mayflower because you could never paint that soft. Girl, Titanic, when you said you were on poppers, I didn't know you meant poppy on knees, bitch. Actually, Titanic, on T4, I ate you up in that first lip sync. And you need to thank me for your crown because I let you win that second one. She needs a woman. She needs a good runway because she didn't have one all season. But where was she going to get runway advice from? Tyler, no? Christy Da Vinci. All I wrote down was dead air.
Oh.
Just like her roast. Bobby Uranus is a damn lie because we know it's Bobby loose. Bitch, gaping. Like Orbit's black hole. Girl, Orbit's black hole is so big, I think it swallowed AJ's talent. AJ knocks, or adjustment needed, is what I say when I see her walking heels. Bitch, knock knock, who's there? Not her ankles. Girl, AJ said I look like a horse when she's built like one. Girl, AJ might walk like the Crypt Keeper, but October looks like it.
Oh my god.
Oh, damn. I think I just stepped in some shit. Oh, no, that's just October's personality.
Oh.
Girl, you know, the judges lied to us saying we couldn't play Drag Duel Alumni in the Fat Chat. So tell me why Lana played October. But hey, Chai just played a less annoying version of herself. Speaking of Chai, I'm curious to why my sister named herself after that drink, because I looked up the ingredients and nowhere did I see the word bland. David Puck, I really love your drag. You did really well and I think you made a lovely shoebox with wings in the design challenge. Moving on to our amazing, talented, intelligent judges.
Oh no.
Drag Duel's never had one, so I'm gonna talk about Derek. Derek, or Dare Bear, as he also goes by on Discord.
Not Dare Bear.
Not because he's cute and cuddly, but because he always looks like he just woke up from hibernation. And he can also be found in a dumpster at 3 a.m. behind a Taco Bell. Girl, Derek's hair is so greasy that a Baconator gets jealous. Trying to solve mysteries and shit. The real mystery is why he thinks that pedo stash looks good. Oh,
it's gone. It's gone.
Too far? Let's reel that back a bit. Like Derek's hairline. From her famous debut in my favorite childhood TV show, The Magic School Bus, as the school bus, it's Bootsy. Now, Bootsy, I'm not gonna sit here and make fat jokes about you. I can't because you ate them.
Thank God, not fat.
Oh my god.
I'm kidding. That's just tacky and predictable. Like your drag. Well, everyone, that's the end of my roast. I hope you enjoyed from your girl, Dauntasia the Baddie. Oh, and thank you, October, for putting me at the end of the roast. It's giving back of the bus, and I'm Rosa Parks. Have a good night, everyone.
I don't think that Dauntasia sold her jokes.
October's was a flop. Chai's was kind of a flop, and that sucked. Yeah, Dom's was probably like second best, but yeah. And Daunasia's right in the middle, kind of by default.
I think the roast was fun. I definitely think some contestants succeeded, and I think some kind of fell behind. But overall, I think it was a fun roast.
We had a rough beginning. We had a rough ending, but I feel like we had our high point in the middle.
Derek and Bootsy, thank you for having me. This was a pleasure to get roasted by some people who made it way farther than me in the competition. So I enjoyed it, and thank you guys.
Well, this was a laugh riot. Honestly, this roast was hilarious. Once again, you've made our jobs as the judges very difficult. But maybe your runway will make our final decisions easier. Category is pants. DJ, hit it!
For the pants runway, we are serving deconstructed denim. I upcycled this entire look out of many pairs of jeans. Everything you see I did myself, including the hair and nails. The only part of the look that I didn't make is the corset base that I built the look on. This look is very Philly, very me. I love denim, and I love thinking outside the box.
This week on the runway, I wanted to present a murder victim turned scarecrow. I made this sweater pantsuit years ago, 100% by hand, and I have since added roaches, details like burlap. So this is 100% a Chai production. But what the farmer's daughter doesn't know is that her little scarecrow murder victim has come back for revenge.
Okay, so for this week's runway, I'm giving you like a gothic, glamorous mechanic of the 1980s. Whatever that means. I'm giving you this fabulous hair that I did myself, some fierce trad goth inspired makeup, which I'm so happy with. And bitch, everything is rhinestoned. Every single one of those little squares on that checkerboard print, yeah, every single one of those has a rhinestone. You can check for yourself. You bitches could never.
For the pants category, I'm giving you a fruity little cabaret spider in this 6-leg pant look. The arms count as legs. This look was inspired by the beetle from Thumbelina and the Squidward costume from SpongeBob on Broadway, and boy does this little spider love to tap dance. Why did I say it like that? Okay. I constructed these crazy daddy long legs from scratch using foam and wire, and I also made the rhinestone body chain and created the fake shoes out of air foam and hand painted them to match my real shoes. There's a lot of shoes.
Girl, this week on the runway, I am giving you Mickey Mouse from the hood, bitch. That part, bitch. It's not the clubhouse, bitch. It's the trap house. Girl, I am doing this Mickey Mouse inspired look for pants. Girl, but it's just bad and bougie. That part, bitch. I did this hair. I added these afro puffs. Girl, get into the red sequin. Get into all the gold accessories. That part, I am so in love with this, bitch. I love the makeup that I did. Just,
The talents of this top 5, we just want to say we are so proud of all of you and all of the insane looks and challenge performances you have brought to this season. All of you should be so happy and thrilled with your packages thus far, and cutting down to a top 4 is not going to be easy.
And again, before we begin, just remember, these are opinions of people who shop at Walmart. They do not define your drag, and you should be proud of everything you presented. However, the final decisions have to be made. Once again, nobody is safe.
Welcome our guest judges for this week, the co-hosts of the podcast press conference, Nidu and Amanda.
Hello.
Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say, Derek, I was very excited to be here But then as soon as I showed up, I saw Bussi's lips, and mama, that makeup pissed me off. So I am not having a good day today. Sorry.
Okay, but at least I'm here, right?
I mean, it's nothing. Like, you might be here, you might not be here. We don't care. Just, sit still, look pretty, because we are here. Well, I guess in your case, just sit still.
So the roast is still roasting, I see.
I mean, if the contestants are not doing it, so I have to, so.
So let's start off with October 3rd. They got to start the roast. They got to choose the order for the roast. How do you feel like they did? Amanda, why don't you start?
I think they did a great job with their placement. I think the first spot as the opening was a great place for them to start, especially because they had that sort of like PowerPoint presentation vibe. I feel like that always is a good thing to put at the beginning. I feel like it falls short in the middle and sometimes the end. So
I think October's idea and concept were smart and the jokes were funny. However, where it loses me is that some of them I've heard already. Like some of the fat jokes, I already heard them in the form of Your Mama So Fat jokes. And I feel like their delivery was cold at moments. It seemed like a bit more bitchy than roasty.
I feel like they were putting on a bit of a character. I feel like having the mean jokes with the kind of like bluntness of the delivery, it just kind of came off a bit more mean-spirited than some of the other roasts where, yeah, they're going in, but they're also very endearing about it. And you can kind of be like, oh, well, that's just, that's just Chai or that's just AJ.
And then on the runway, for the first time since Titanic Donovan, I had to go back to the challenge document and read it thoroughly to see if this follows the prompt. Now, in a way, it does. What we asked for did follow the prompt, but it was a very loose interpretation of the runway prompt. Now, the look itself, I think it's gorgeous. I think the silhouette works. I know how hard it is to work with denim, so respect for doing that. One thing I would change would be that earring. I feel like that's like a glam pageant earring that you are pairing with more of like edgy look.
I loved this look. I loved how the jeans, like the denim fabric, like flowed in the movement of how they were walking. And I thought it was a pretty cool, unique concept. And having it on the rooftop was a great vibe. I feel like it really matched and pulled the whole aesthetic and look together.
Okay, up next we have Chai. Butzi, what did you think about Chai's performance?
So Chai's roast, I think it had great material. Like if you read the jokes on paper, they are funny. Where it lacked was the delivery, just that punch, like that punch to the joke where I'm gonna be like, oh my god, yes, you're so right. I feel like the delivery could have been punchier, could have been quicker, and some jokes just felt a little bit drawn out.
Chai, you had like some great jokes in there, but I just think that because of your delivery, which I thought felt a little rehearsed, not as, it didn't feel as spontaneous, even those like strong jokes kind of disappeared and didn't come as stronger on your set, which is why I think maybe it wasn't the best of the night.
Chai was very nervous about this challenge, and I feel like you can sense those nerves in her delivery. I think she had very long jokes, like it was a long way to some of those punchlines, and there was a lot of like backstory needed between like, oh, Glass and like Trisha's relationship and like a flirt, whatever. It's like that can kind of alienate the audience at times because they're kind of like, okay, well now I'm just kind of confused.
No, I agree with you, Derek, on that because you can't have, it required a lot of backstory, and which was hard because nobody watched Drag Duel season 1. So I think it was harder for a lot of people to understand. Totally get it.
Yes, but this runway, this evil scarecrow, like this is exactly what I was hoping for when we like gave them pants. Is like give us pants, but like with a theme, with like a concept. And I thought this was so well done.
I really, really like this look, and I just loved looking at the details. Like, oh my god, the hay for your hands and feet. I was like, you did not miss a single mark, and you looked everywhere to add fun and character to the look. Oh my god, it's like probably one of my favorite looks of all time, if I'm being honest.
That was so fabulous. I really enjoyed it. I think that it's already there, but I wish she could make it more dirtier and maybe more, almost more like horror-ish, like just elevate it, make it filthy.
Okay, up next we have AJ Knox. And for me, this was like a spot on roast set. I feel like AJ was smart because she had really dark jokes. But she delivered them to the people who could take them, like Susan. Susan will take any joke you throw at her. So joking about her dead mother, you can't do that with some other people. But she knew that me and Bootsy were like, make fun of us, we don't care. Like, she really was able to kind of gauge who could take what. I think she had a great delivery. I think she looked beautiful. I loved this set from AJ.
AJ's roast was hilarious. AJ gave us so many fun moments. Like, AJ was funny, AJ knew their material, their jokes were smart, they were relevant, and I think AJ just had a fully realized set. I was never bored during it. They kept me engaged from the start to the finish.
Oh, 100%. It was one of my favorite sets of the night. I'm gonna say some yo mama jokes. Oh wait, no mama jokes. That set me off. It was so funny.
And then on the runway, this kind of like black and white mechanic, I think it's really hot. I think there was more details that she could have added. Maybe a wrench perhaps, maybe some more like dirt on her face to just like give it more character. But I liked where she went with it. I think she could have just gone a little bit further.
Every little square was rhinestoned, and I love that. Now, the silhouette itself, I feel like it could be grander. I do want more, so that would be my challenge for AJ, especially going into the top 4 episode and then possibly the finale, make it bigger.
Okay, up next, we have Dom Perignon, who is a comedy writer. Like, this is what he does. So, Amanda, what did you think about his performance?
I thought that they did great. I thought he transitioned between topics really well. I thought it was paced well. And you know what? Makes sense that they're a comedy writer. And I thought it was still great.
I think his roast started really, really strong. It made me laugh. And it was consistent through the end. Now, one thing is, I did kind of like the first half better. I think it started really strong. And then I feel like jokes got a bit weaker.
For the runway, this like 6-legged monster creature.
Oh my god, that runway. Like, wow. That may be my favorite runway from Drag Duel in general. I'm speechless. That was so good.
My favorite look of the night. I loved it so much.
I was shook. They pulled all the stops for Drag Duel's runway this week. This was amazing. Like you said, pants. And he was like, let me give you like 1 million pairs. Let me give you all the legs. And oh my god, it was beautiful. I want to see that like in real life. Like I want to see it in a museum.
Yeah.
Last up, we have DauntasiaDB. Why don't you start, Nidu?
I'm obsessed, okay? I am obsessed with Dauntasia. I think she had the right attitude, just the right amount of sass. I love the way like she was delivering it, like from looking, like she would look Bussy up and down, or like those little, actions that she did. It's just like the little things that I think really elevated even her jokes, like which might not have been strongest, but I think it's the delivery that really elevated it for me, and I really enjoyed it. I laughed, and she's gorgeous, and that also helps because having to look at Derek all day and then look at Dauntasia, such a relief. So
I think that we as judges, we come in and we see these roasts before we really get to see everything leading up to this moment in the show, and so we're trying to like gauge their personality through these roasts. But I think Dauntasia, I was able to most clearly see who they are, as well as being funny and hitting all these marks.
Yeah, no, Dauntasia is so good at infusing her personality and her charm into everything she does.
Now, Dautasia's runway, I think it's really cute. I also respect the details with you painting your ears black. I think her reference was very cute. I think the outfit was well put together. One thing I also wish, just like with some others, is that it was just bigger. Give me more. Give me something elevated. Just a little bit, because we are getting into the top 4. You need to stand out at this point.
Minnie Mouse was a cute runway, okay? I enjoyed it. I loved the color of the look. and she looked gorgeous, beautiful. And beautiful is a word that we use to describe someone who is attractive in the facial area, Derek. So.
I loved it. I thought it was so cute. Oh my god. I'm not a Disney adult. I promise. But like I'm a Disney enjoyer, and I was just like, oh my god, this laid so hard. I loved it. And there was so much personality to it too. Honestly, these top people are so great. Like honestly, like I'm impressed by all of them. We have to nitpick to like really be able to critique.
Truly, I am so proud of this top 5, but unfortunately we do have to make a top 4. So I guess we have some decisions to make.
It is time for the final judgment.
Bitch, let's get into these results, bitch. I'm excited because I did so well. I really hope I win this week.
AJ Knox, this week you've proven once again that you can stand up to the competition. Congratulations! You are the winner of round 9 of Drag Duel.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Orbit, get your ass in here!
AJ! Major congrats. I saw this coming. I laughed the hardest at AJ's roast. I am not a bitter loser today. Yet.
AJ won? I thought it was gonna be between me and Dom, but work.
You get the $100 cash prize and the round 9 power-up. This week you really do get it.
Oh my god, is this bitch recording? Is this thing on? Oh my goodness. Honey. I won 2 challenges in a row. What the fuck? Oh my god.
Welcome to the 2 Winners Club, honey.
The 2 Winners Club.
The 2 Challenge Wins Club.
This is also the first time someone has won 2 challenges in a row. So you should be very proud of yourself.
Guys, I'm so fierce. This is a great day for AJ Knox fans. If you're an AJ Knox fan, great day for you.
AJ did a great job. AJ did a fucking great job. I knew she did.
Dom Perignon, your spider look was a masterpiece, and your roast was hellishly funny. You are safe.
I'm safe. I'm safe.
Chai, your scarecrow look slayed, but in the roast, you were slayed. We are sorry, but you are one of the bottom 2 warriors.
I am going to... Okay.
Dauntasia the baddie. This week, you tickled our funny bone and looked fierce while doing it. You are safe.
Huh, okay.
Dauntasia is not in the bottom. I did not see that coming. That sounds shady as hell. But truly, I thought that Dauntasia had a bad set. But maybe I need to go back and rewatch it.
Yeah, I don't know about Daunasia's roast being great. I don't know about that. Chai's made me laugh. Daunasia's did not make me laugh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, girl.
Which means we are sorry, October, but you are also one of the bottom 2 warriors.
Whoa.
I figured it'd be Chai in October.
I definitely wasn't expecting to be in the bottom, but you never know.
Oh my god. Chai in October.
Like, this is not fucking ideal. This is actually horrifying. This is the most scared I've ever been during a result video in this competition.
Chai and October, it is now time for you to participate in the drag duel to the song Prima Donna by Marina.
Okay, girl, we about to get into this lip sync, girl. October 3rd is about to be October 5th. Place.
Warriors, ready your weapons and let the drag duel commence!
Prima donna girl, yeah. All I ever wanted was the world. I can't help that I need it all. The prima donna life, the rise and fall. You say that I'm kinda difficult, but it's always someone else's fault. Got you wrapped around my finger, babe. You can count on me to misbehave. A prima donna girl, would you do anything for me? Buy a big diamond ring for me. Would you get down on your knees for me? Pop that pretty question right now, baby. Beauty queen on a silver screen, living life like I'm in a dream. I know I've got a big ego. I really don't know why it's such a big deal, though. I'm sad to the core, core, core. Every day is a chore, chore, chore. When you give, I want more, more, more. I wanna be adored, 'cause I'm a prima donna girl.
Oh, work. Work, October, work.
I can't help that I need it all. The prima donna life, the rise and fall. You say that I'm kinda difficult, but it's always someone else's fault. Got you wrapped around my finger, babe. You can count on me. Prima donna girl, yeah. All I ever wanted was the world. I can't help that I need it all. The prima donna life, the rise and fall. You say they are kinda difficult, but it's always someone else's fault. Got you wrapped around my finger, babe. You can count on me to misbehave. Prima donna girl.
Thank you both so much for that performance. This is truly one of the hardest eliminations we've faced so far, but the final decision has to be made.
Wow. They both ate, but I think there was a winner.
Another October lip sync. Tip me if you liked it. Because I just lost 2 points on my track record.
I am fucking going home.
October 3rd, you are the winner of this lip sync battle and you move on to the top 4. Congratulations.
My girl.
Which means, Chai, we are so sorry, but you are the next warrior to be eliminated.
I'm sorry. I'm acting immature. I'm acting stupid. I didn't expect that this would happen. I thought that October did way worse in the roast than me, but obviously I can't fucking dance. I'm just embarrassed.
Chai, the energy you brought to this competition was amazing. Your love and support for everyone really shined through. And the looks you presented on the runway, they were so detailed, and we are so glad that you got to present the best of your drag.
Chai, this isn't goodbye. This is just a see you later. You came to Philly. I'm gonna come to Connecticut. We're gonna smoke some more weed together, and it's gonna be cool.
Chai, saying goodbye to you in this competition is for me like the hardest goodbye, because I didn't know you before we started this competition. I knew of you because you're famous in Connecticut, but we didn't really know each other. And just going from the beginning of this competition and seeing everything you did, your amazing lip syncs, your amazing looks, and everything, and your great comedy, like everything that you delivered, I'm just so proud to know you. I'm so happy to know you. I'm so glad we finally like bonded and connected in this competition. I cannot wait to see you in Hartford. I can't wait to spend more time with you and see you in shows and support each other in our drag journeys. And I just have so much love for you.
I feel like none of the eliminations have really affected me very much, because I haven't gotten close with really anybody in the competition except for like 2 people. Chai, you have been such an amazing, I don't even want to say an amazing competitor. You have been, but you've been such an amazing just friend. Probably more than anybody else in this competition to me. Like, doing that superhero supervillain challenge with you, like, I knew that I wanted to work with you. Like, I knew that, like, hands down, I was like, that's the bitch I want on my team. Ugh, I just hate this. I just hate this so much. Like, why? Ugh, why does it have to be her? Just feels bad, man. Feels bad.
My sister, Chai, I love you. You know I love you. I am so proud of you, girl. I'm so glad we got to do this and go through this together. But you're already amazing, girl. You're already like a star in the scene, girl. You're gonna be okay. And you lasted longer than glass. I love you, bitch.
You deserve all of the most amazing things in the world. And I hope that you get every single one of them. And I love you. TTYLXOX.
You should be so proud of everything you presented, and this is only the beginning of the superstardom that is Chai.
I'm sorry. Thank you for everything. Thank you for this opportunity, and I'm so grateful to have had the opportunity to present what I do on this platform and to have made it as far as I did. Thank you.
For the full unedited content from each episode, a bunch of behind the scenes footage, and the chance to join our Discord server where you can chat with the judges and the warriors, join our Patreon today. It's linked down in the description.
That is it for round 9 of Drag Duel. Tune in next week to see which warriors snag their spot in our top 3 grand finale.
Also, if you want to have a piece of Bootsy with you, well, I am selling everything that I am wearing on the show to help me fund this experience. So you can go to my Instagram at bootsy.ca and visit my stories or the saved story called The Drag Sale and snatch whatever is left.
This is also the only way that we are funding this season, so every donation helps us a lot.
Well, that is it. Now I am out like the light during the power outage. Keep shining, and if you can't, blame electricity.
Next time on Drag Duel.
I definitely didn't agree with being in the bottom 2.
Welcome to the Met Gala!
You know my track record with design challenges, girl.
I'm gonna be honest, like, I am kind of astounded.
Everything about this was perfect to me.
This is giving an unconventional design to me and not really a Met Gala look.
I feel like it was not delivered 100%. I feel like I got 60% maybe.
I don't have the means to do what I want to do. And I fucking let myself procrastinate to the last second again.